all the been called or I
don't remember ever a time in my life where I wasn't singing. So, but I primarily started in church. I came from a religious family, and all my cousins and aunts and uncles, they all sang and played instruments, and it's just kind of what you did. My brother was a frequent honky-tonker, and there was a place called the Silver Dollar on the bad side of town, and I sort of I might have blackmailed him to take me with him. So he'd drive me there in his truck, and we'd go in the back way, of course, because I was little, and or littler, I guess, and they'd take you up to the bandstand, which was completely enclosed in chicken wire. I mean, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't exactly what we call a high-class establishment. But they had a great country band, and they'd have me, you know, sing my Patsy Cline or my George Jones or my Hank Williams song, and then the bouncer would scoot me out to the truck, and they'd lock me up in the truck, and I'd fall asleep and wait for my brother to be done, and he'd take me home and I'd go to sleep. I think it was probably a pretty rough place. But it just seemed normal to me. It didn't seem anything weird at the time. But now that I've played out a little bit, I realize chicken wire isn't normal. But it was great. Those guys were really sweet to me, and I think that was my first inkling that, you know, that the power of music, what the power of music could do for you. I was pretty hepped up on myself there for a little bit, you know, for a summer, flying back and forth to New York and taking limos and doing all this cool stuff and hanging out in penthouses and you know, with a development deal, and it was, you know, that was exciting. You know, in college, that's what all my friends were trying to get. And I kind of said that wasn't really for me. I really wanted to go back to school. I wanted to finish school, and I wanted to write songs. And then I did this funny gig on the South Shore and played with this great R&B band, just killing. The band was killing, 9 pieces, horns, the whole 9 yards, and you know, it was just like we were wallpaper. And I'm too good for this, you know. I'm better than this, and you know, I did my job. It was a great gig. I sang as best I could, and I normally leave through the back of the stage. I don't normally go out through the front, and just that night I just kind of packed up, and I was just kind of disgusted with where I was in my career, and like, oh man, maybe this is not for me, you know. And went out the front way, and there was this old couple. They looked like they're about 110 years old, and this Irish couple in the corner with their black and tans, and I walked by, and the lady reached out to me, and she said, "Miss?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "That was the best thing we've ever heard in our whole lives. Thank you so much." And it just stunned me. And I thought, oh my God, you know, I will never take any performance for granted ever again. You know, that moment was a huge, huge lesson in my life about, it doesn't matter who you're playing for, or what the gig is, or how famous you are, or any of that. It's, are you giving your heart in that moment every time?
That's when I'll bet you learn, the one who's most concerned